So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, just like Sony did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it. Hey everybody, not Martha here. So looks we got the state to play that's happening today. I wasn't gonna show what's happened before this, but it looks like there's a trailer, the little review thing that's going on from IGN. That has to do with Hades. So let's watch this state of play and see what happens in it. And this part of the happens beforehand. So it's saying it's counting down to the state of play. That's why. So let's get ready into this.
It is shocking to see that Hades 2 is only in early access, and that Supergiant Games plans to let it spend at least the rest of 2024 there before it's ready to call it version 1.0. Shocking because it already has just about everything I want from a sequel to one of the best roguelite action games of all time.
Yep.
Hades 2 manages to keep everything that made the original such a masterclass of design, but it does so in a way that changes up
so we can recognize anybody
together and gives it its own unique identity rather than feeling like a glorified expansion. The result is a familiar but fresh follow-up that challenged, surprised, and delighted me with every triumph and failure in equal measure. There are a few things missing, with an actual ending to the story being the most substantial among them. But once it's complete, it's hard to imagine Hades 2 not living up to the mythological legacy of the first.
At last, a worthy opponent.
Yeah, but it's not even finished yet.
I'm not going to spend too long explaining why what's carried over from the original Hades works so well. IGN gave it our Game of the Year award in 2020 for a reason, and if you haven't played the Greek God's Gift to Gamers yet, and you think you might enjoy some of the smoothest, most stylish isometric action ever made, tied up with a story that just keeps getting deeper with each run, you absolutely should before jumping into round 2. Don't worry, this review will still be here when you come back. Alright, now that you're up to speed, you can appreciate that what Hades 2 does exceptionally well is swap out all of the old weapons, most of the old boons, boosts, and other pieces from the previous game with brand new ones that do a lot of the same things but in fresh and exciting ways. To begin with, this time around you play as Melinui, Zagreus' sister and the daughter of Hades, who very much shares her brother's smooth vocal tones and cool demeanor.
In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
She's a bit more proper and less playful than Zag, with a personality befitting of the princess of the underworld.
Out of my way, Eris. I won't be wasting any further breath on you while you perpetuate this nonsense.
But she's no less likable and equally
Eris, the goddess of the rainbow.
Largely the same as Zag, but with a couple of key changes that lead to some dramatically different playstyles. For instance, there's a sprint that can be used endlessly to escape danger, or if you have the proper boons enhancing it, to charge headfirst into it. The increased sustained speed comes at a price though. She's far less dash happy than Zag. She still has a dash that allows her to slip through enemy attacks or cross gaps, but in my 40 or so hours of play so far, I've yet to see an upgrade that allows her to increase the number of dashes that she has. This is a big change because Hades is a game where I dash a lot. Heck, I dash more than I run for the most part. But Supergiant has done a great job of designing its enemies and bosses around that gameplay change. And as a result, I never found myself missing multi-dashes too much. Eventually, I fell in love with the sprint and the boons that
Sirens?
which might increase its speed to make it better at
Aren't those
evasion,
still seabirds? They always make them mermaids.
Attack, or turn you into a moving crosshair for Zeus's lightning, electrocuting any enemy you run close to.
Thanks to Sinbad.
Which, she's also got a completely revamped magic system that adds several wrinkles to combat that require you to think a little bit more about about resource management. By holding down the button for her 3 offensive techniques, attack, special, and cast, she can use an Omega variation of those abilities that use mana. So, for example, the starting magic staff has a regular attack that just does a standard 3-hit combo. But if you hold down the attack button to charge up an Omega attack, when you release it, you'll shoot out a powerful magic blast that extends a great distance both in front of and behind you. Omega attacks are an incredible addition that not only improve the moment-to-moment action and decision-making of Hades combat, but also add some new options when it comes to build crafting. And this is where Hades 2 really shines even brighter than Hades did before. There are just so many options you can build your character towards during any given run that dramatically change how you approach it. And the beauty is that, while there are certainly builds that are stronger than others, I always felt like I had a shot of getting further than I did before, regardless of what build I tried. So many roguelites suffer from this feeling of having doomed runs, where you just don't get the kind of scaling or key upgrades that you need to survive in later levels. But that was never my experience in Hades 2. My deaths largely came down to encountering new enemies or bosses that I wasn't yet familiar with, getting too greedy with my attacks, or simply just making too many mistakes, as opposed to feeling like I just fell behind the power curve. Though, I will say that the final boss in the Underworld currently seems a little bit overpowered compared to
Final boss not here in this
I'm not
picture.
going to spoil what the fight looks like, but it took me like 15 tries. One run had me getting a bunch of power-ups for my cast, which is now a circular sigil that you place on the floor that will temporarily snare enemies that run into it. One particular boon, though, made it so that after remaining on the floor for a few seconds, the sigil would do rapid-fire explosions and deal huge damage to anything snared inside. So, I would dart in, drop down my Omega cast, then charge up my Omega special, which, on this run, caused multiple projectiles to circle me, and just watch with glee as the enemies melted in my circle of death. That was completely different from my run with the giant axe, which had me enhancing my sprint speed so I could put a ton of distance between me and my enemies before charging up an extremely powerful Omega special that would virtually wipe out all the enemies in a line in front of me if I got a chance to let them move rock, which takes a little bit of time. Like any good roguelite, every run of Hades 2 felt different, taught me a lesson I could use in the future, and was fun in its own unique way. Everything that we've covered so far has largely been stuff that was already good in the first game that's tuned to be just a little bit better in the sequel. But the one area where Hades 2 absolutely blows the original out of the water is in the depth and variety of its regions. No two are anything alike, with the third Underworld area in particular being a series of more open fields that require you to clear multiple encounters and obtain multiple rewards before being able to move on to the next. You may have noticed that I keep specifying the Underworld regions, which is because there's a whole separate set of levels, enemies, and bosses waiting for you above ground as well. I don't want to spoil too much of what awaits you if you take the stairs going up, but suffice it to say that these levels are where Supergiant really experiments with the level design to great effect.
Going to
In between
Crossroads.
runs, you find yourself back at the Crossroads, a hidden sanctuary in between the surface and the underworld. Pretty much everything that you could do in the House of Hades in the first game can be done in the Crossroads as well. You'll go around gifting nectars and other presents to NPCs in order to increase your bonds with them and gain their keepsakes. You can cross off long-term milestone goals from the prophecy list for a variety of rewards, and you can engage in seemingly endless dialogues.
I don't remember who Nemesis is the god of,
from the heroic
but she looks like...
Look as though you've seen a ghost, if you'll forgive the very antiquated mortal turn of phrase, Garden.
To the rebellious Nemesis,
Why don't you take your bottle before I smash it and get your scrawny ass out of here?
to the adorably sassy Shade, Dora.
Mel, you know I like doing nothing. Sitting in the bathhouse with you?
I think that's one of the heroes that we saw earlier.
Shall we?
That said, the way in which you progress Mel's strength is very different from how it worked with Zag. This time around, there's a grid of Arcana cards that each require a certain amount of resources to unlock. Once you do, you can equip its bonuses, assuming you have enough grasp, which limits how many cards can be equipped simultaneously, and will also reveal the bonuses of the 2 adjacent cards on the grid. It's a great system that balances powerful bonuses with higher costs, and also makes the
And they're all
decision of what you
Roman
want to
numerals.
prioritize finding once you're in a run feel even more important. Do you go for more of the resources needed to actually unlock more Arcana cards, or more Psyche, which is used to increase your maximum grasp and allows you to equip more cards? In addition to these resources, there's a lot more to find in the levels of Hades 2. There are different types of flowers,
You couldn't mind
and
the
monster
first
parts,
one.
with all of them
You
being
could
used
fish,
in concrete
which is weird.
that unlocks some sort of new gameplay
Since
element or
you're in
mechanic.
the
This is very
in
similar to the
the
house contractor from the first game, but it works
world.
even better in Hades 2, where you can make more decisions about what kind of resource collecting tool you want to take with you into a run and prioritize one concoction over another. One of my favorite incantations actually adds a hot spring to the crossroads, and that allows you to invite NPCs on a bit more of an intimate hot spring state. As you might imagine, this leads to some fun conversations that dive a little bit deeper into these characters than your standard chats when they've got an exclamation point over their heads.
You do this for recreation's sake?
While I can't say that
Whoa, I think we were getting intimate right there.
For the first game, that's an extremely high bar, and I'm not sure I'd want it to change that much anyway. The art style remains as stellar as ever, with a soundtrack to match. My favorite boss fight is currently Skillet and the Sirens, which has a banger theme song that dynamically adjusts whenever you take out one of the performers to remove their part from the song. That's a really cool touch on an already awesome boss fight, and it's things like that that make me especially excited to see what Supergiant has held back to really wow us when Hades 2 launches out of early access.
I have not been able to have done this for you guys because it's only on computers and I play games on consoles. So I've been on early access on consoles. Only on computers.
You unlock Hades 2's equivalent of the Pact of Punishment, called the Testament of the Night. This allows you to add specific difficulty modifiers to your next run that might increase the damage of enemies, or make healing items less effective, or make all enemies faster. It's basically a customizable New Game Plus mode with rewards and incentives that was brilliant in Hades 1, and I'm stoked to see it already in Hades 2. So, what's unfinished about Hades 2 to make it release in early access? Well,
there's Chiron.
Placeholder portraits for characters like Charon, Narcissus, and a few
Narcissus! Oh, don't look yourself in the mirror, guys! Made turn yourself into a flower, hit your head on a rock!
Most importantly, even though you can unlock its version of New Game Plus, the story currently doesn't have an ending.
This is a tale that shall withstand time, yet it requires time as well.
The development roadmap on the title screen also makes it clear that they're still working on a whole new region to explore, new cosmetic features for the Crossroads, and another new weapon to be released in the next major update. Hades 2 feels impossibly huge and unbelievably polished by any standard, much less an early access game. Mel is awesome, the new tweaks to combat and progression are excellent, and it's just unbelievably feature-packed with twice the content of the first. Despite that,
reminds me of those bombs from the first one, but I don't really see what is.
There are still more weapon aspects to come. There's a weapon missing from the Arsenal of 6. There's currently no proper story ending, and there's still another planned region that will be part of the next major update in the next few months. But even with all that's currently missing, what's here right out of the gate is astounding, and the thought of more coming on the way is a tantalizing treat.
Hey, for all you PC people. I already played this one.
You seem like a calm, reasonable person.
Yeah, right, he's calm, right?
Calm, reasonable person.
You don't really want war, do you, Kratos?
War is coming! The prophecies say Neverwinter leads to Ragnarok. You will not, Kratos of Sparta.
Death can happen when it burns me.
Yep.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider. We have guests! They're too fast! Look out!
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written. soldiers and officials alike, oppress the people for personal gain. The people must turn to thievery for food. Perhaps this is heaven's way of lamenting the state of the land. Men are powerless at the feet of the divine. But even so, someone must act.
Nameless hero? Okay, Dynasty game.
Momo, I think I was dreaming. It wasn't a dream.
It's that Final Fantasy 14 online.
The path of a stylist is never easy. So, are you ready for it? Ready. Ready.
Trying to be cutesy, aren't you?
Is it you who pursues infinity? Or is infinity awaiting you?
Stars. Shoots. I have seen the miracles you so claim. Until the towering shadows vanished into the mist.
I pray for their grace, but all that came were inferior shades. Why do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
War. Mortality. These essences shall not fall into your treacherous hands. Winged emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles. Rain fire from above. This desolate flame is a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
No, it's VR. Definitely can't do that one.
And break the curse. But I was a fool.
Walking Dead.
There's no hope here.
for death.
This ain't The Walking Dead.
Outsider! Your head is mine!
The poison in my veins begs me to kill.
I'll put you in the ground! The power of our God is immeasurable!
Thought I could be a hero. But heroes don't survive the Forsaken Lands. Only monsters do.
Fox? Was it the Aliens franchise? Yep.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. I'm back on State of Play to introduce more exciting titles coming to PlayStation. Starting with the highly anticipated PvP shooter, playable soon on PS5.
Okay, good. One I'm finally gonna be interested in. So who was it? Yep.
All realities converge here. Destiny awaits.
Is it that Midnight Sun game I haven't played yet?
Who needs a power-up? Free fire zone!
Embrace the chaos.
Healing power. I'm back, baby! 3, 2, 1, blast off! Gonna get sticky!
That's Storm. No rivals, okay.
Okay, let's see how mankind has conquered space.
Scarlet Spider? Ah, giant catfish!
super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway. Nice one.
You can't hide from me, Michael.
You're going down. It means so much to me that we're all still here together.
Find the break. I feel like someone's watching us.
There's someone out there. Let's make this one trip we'll never forget.
Mike, Emily?
I was out there. It's horrible.
I don't want to make hasty decisions that get everyone killed. We should stay put right here until dawn.
Jessica!
You can't let me die!
I haven't played those games. I know of them, but I never played them.
Arkham was once a peaceful land, but each day descends further into madness. Famine, plague besiege us. The very earth is being poisoned. The Count's men, once our protectors, have turned on us. And now they come for me. Oh, just get out here! I must be the one to face this nightmare. Never miss this time. I'll remove your head myself. But I need not do it alone. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay.
Silent Hill.
I'm kind of lost. I'm looking for Silent Hill.
I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it?
Looks like they kept the fog.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
Guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going.
No. You shouldn't be here.
And those nurses are still scary. Why aren't they re-releasing the first one?
Capcom announced this next game last December, offering just a glimpse of what's in store for their celebrated franchise. Today, I am so excited to share the first full gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds.
As soon as we find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started. This is gonna be great!
You bet.
I hope we find them soon. Incredible! I've never heard of a Koretnon turret this big before. One of them's got big spikes on its back.
Now to lead it away from the pack, we'll make for the desert.
Right! The sandstorm! Now commencing the hunt by order of the guild.
I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, that thing? What the heck have they done with the PlayStation controller? Watching Elizabeth Victoria? That's supposed to be a Drake. Evil snake. Bird now. Crane. This isn't from Mario, but that's his PlayStation supposed to be. That's Kratos. Genie from Aladdin?
Be sure to visit PlayStation blog for more on the games you just saw, as well as PlayStation.com for the latest on Days of Play. This global celebration runs through June 12th, with deals on PlayStation Store, great new content coming to PlayStation Plus, and much more.
I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna play out of those. Only three that I was really interested in, and I really wish they would make the first Silent Hill available on PlayStation 5 or something. They're gonna make the second one available. And when are they gonna put Hades 2 on PlayStation 5? I know it's free access, early access, but still. So I am gonna. Okay. So we'll find out. We'll see. And there's also that Summer Festa thing that comes a week from now, because that's the 7th of next month. So this is like a warm up for that. We'll see. Hopefully more stuff on there. It's more actually want to play than on this one. So we'll see. So yeah, like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye-bye.